So next up, we have the Gyeonghui Palace or the Gyeonghui-gung. So this is located in Seoul, South Korea. At although hindi siya kasing famous at kasing popular ng ibang structures at ibang palaces doon sa Seoul, sa South Korea, na-declare siya as one of the five grand palaces na ginawa during the Joseon Dynasty sa Seoul. So, ano ba yung five grand palaces sa Seoul? So, yung five grand palaces para siyang government buildings na tinutuloyan ng king at ng royal family during the Joseon Dynasty. So, yung Gyeonghui Palace, secondary palace siya na although hindi siya yung main settlement or yung household ng king nung Joseon Dynasty, parang nagsaserve siya na parang tinutuloyan siya ng king during times of emergency. Tapos ginagamit niya siya for excursions or for trips. Next up, the Changyong Palace. So, originally, the summer palace of the Goryeo Emperor. So, hindi siya tinayo talaga as a grand palace, pero later on, na-declare siya as one of the five grand palaces in Seoul. So, the palace was originally built as the Suganggung by King Sejong for his father, Taejong. But in 1483, this was renovated and enlarged by King Songjong, at which time it received its current name. So, next up, the Gyeongbokgung Palace, located also in Seoul, South Korea. So yung Gyeongbokgung Palace, isa siya sa mga pinaka-massive, pinaka-magnificent na palace sa Seoul. Tapos, also known as the Palace of Shining Happiness, it is surrounded by a beautiful cultural environment that includes wonderful ponds and ancient stone pagodas. So meron siyang surrounding landscapes and other pagodas. Next, the Seoul Tower. So the magnificent landmark that soars above, bursting with tourist fun, including the Aquarium Ocean Life Museum, a rotating restaurant providing one with a panoramic view of the city, and a huge game room. So, kilala siya as a tourist spot. So, on the contrary doon sa mga previous examples, yung Seoul Tower ay modern structure sa Seoul. So, isa siya sa mga pinaka-famous na dinadayo talaga. So, yung Seoul Tower, pinupuntahan siya as a landmark na maraming types of pwedeng puntahan or activities na pwedeng gawin dito. So meron siyang restaurant, tapos meron din siyang game room, 'di ba? Modern yung building na to. Tapos meron kang panoramic view, ibig sabihin makikita mo sa loob yung buong city kasi mataas siya. Next, the National Museum of Korea, located in Seoul as well. So within the Gyeongbokgung Palace, the Museum of International Standard contains more than a million significant historic items. So nandito yung historical artifacts nila. Dito nila ini-store yun. Tapos ito yung main pinakamalaking museum sa South Korea. So the museum is the center for preserving and creating the Korean cultural heritage. So big, di ba yung South Korea kilala din sila for high and significant regard sa culture nila. So yung Museum or National Museum of Korea, dito naka-store yung repositories na culture, ng history, tapos parang pinoportray dito yung traditions, yung struggles ng South Korea all throughout its history. So next, the Cheongdong Theater, also located in Seoul, South Korea. So this focuses on the rediscovery and development of their arts. So yung Cheongdong Theater, mostly yung performances na ginagawa dito ay parang promotion or sabi nga rediscovery. So pinapromote nila yung South Korean cultural heritage and history. So more architectural examples: the Korean Folk Village, the Bulguksa Temple, the Temple of Hyinsa. Next, we have the Chomsongdae, the Kukje Gallery Seoul, and the Yellow Diamond. So moving on, let's proceed to the architecture in North Korea. So a little bit of background sa geographical influence. So yung North Korea, originally hindi talaga North Korea yung pangalan ng bansa. So ang old name niya is Choson. Also, yung capital naman ng North Korea to this day ay Pyongyang, na tinatawag din na Flatland. So proceeding sa borders ng North Korea, so land-bound siya sa north and south, nakadugtong siya sa ibang bansa. Meanwhile, sa east and west ay napapaligiran siya ng dagat. So sa north, ang land borders niya ay with China and Russia, with China being in the northwest and Russia being on the northeast. So sa east naman, nandun yung Sea of Japan na sa katapat niya sa east sa bandang kanan ay yung Japan at ang nagse-separate sa kanya ay yung Sea of Japan or sa North Korea ay tinatawag na East Sea. Meanwhile sa west naman ay dagat din. So sa bandang taas yung Korea Bay at sa bandang baba yung Yellow Sea. Sa south naman nandun yung syempre yung South Korea, nahahati sila ng Korean Demilitarized Zone. So ito yung parang political border nila na tinayo during the aftermath of the Cold War na napag-agrihan nila with involved doon yung North Korea, yung South Korea at yung United Nations sa pagtatayo ng border. So yung border na to tinatawag din siyang DMZ. Tapos yung DMZ meron naman siyang access na through the decades ay parang sinasara at binubuksan ulit depende sa political tension sa North and South Korea. So pero ngayon I think yung pinaka-recent na update dito is ni-reopen siya noong 2018. So meron siyang train access from North to South Korea na nagagamit nila. So moving on to the geological influence. So the terrain of the Korean Peninsula is rumpled, covered with low mountains. So ito yung main trait or main characteristic ng geological characteristic ng North Korea. So ang main mineral resources na nakukuha sa North Korea ay deposits of coal, iron ore, limestone, and magnesite. So proceeding sa climatic influence. So yung North Korea meron silang continental climate na nahahati sa 4 distinct seasons. So meron silang 4 na season, pero yung weather conditions sa kanila ay nakadepende kung nasaan kang region. So long winters with bitter cold and clear weather interspersed with snowstorms. So particularly yung gantong mga harsh na weather ay mararanasan to sa northern mountainous regions. So summer tends to be short, hot, humid, and rainy because of the southern and southeastern monsoon winds. Proceeding sa religious influence. So yung traditional na religion ng North Korea ay Buddhism, Confucianism, and Korean shamanism. So yung Buddhism na-discuss naman na to previously sa mga naunang bansa. So naka-center sila sa worship or pag-practice ng religious teachings ni Buddha. So mostly centered yun sa pag-reach sa nirvana through the right practice. So Confucianism, so ang pinapractice nila dito as yung teachings ni Confucius. Isa siyang philosopher na yung Confucianism para siyang more like a philosophical belief system. So ang pinapractice nila dito is values, virtues na tinuturo ni Confucius. So hindi siya ganun although religion siya, hindi siya kasing religious kung ikukumpara mo sa ibang religion. So next, Korean shamanism. So yung Korean shamanism polytheistic siya, ibig sabihin marami sila or may variety sila ng deities, ng spirits na parang wino-worship nila na bago sila ma-influence ng ibang religion. So para siyang tinuturing siya na ethno-religious practice or folk religion. So pagdating naman ng European influence, yung Korean shamanism parang nasa-press siya kasi dumating yung ibang religion na dala ng mga European, halimbawa yung Christianity. So next, Chondoism, influence of Confucianism. So yung Chondoism parang mix siya ng iba't ibang religion. So meron siyang influence ng Confucianism, Buddhism, at Korean shamanism. So yung Chondoism parang naka-center siya or wala silang central figure na wino-worship. So Chondoism, isa sa teachings nila or sa belief nila, to serve a person is to serve heaven. So naniniwala sila na yung divine beings ay nasa loob ng every individual. So parang yun yung way nila ng pagpo-promote ng values na parang treat sa every individual with equal respect. So naka-centralize din sila sa virtue, sa equality. Tapos para siyang nag-serve na movement to attack hierarchy. Di ba nga, naniniwala sila na yung divine being ay hindi lang isang figure. So nakapaloob siya sa bawat tao. So yung movement na to parang nagpo-promote siya ng equality. Parang ina-atake niya yung hierarchy sa ibang beliefs. Di ba sa ibang beliefs meron tayong mas nakakaangat na parang pina-worship, pero din tayong bine-venerate. Merong sa Christianity merong saints. So sa kanila naman nasa individuals yung paniniwala nila na to serve a person is to serve heaven. So yun yung way nila ng pagpapromote ng equality. So moving on, we have the historical, social, and religious, or rather political influence. So the government is a single party state under a united front led by the Korean Workers' Party. So their independence was established or declared in March 1st, 1919. So they were liberated on August 15, 1945. So ang formal declaration naman ng liberation ng North Korea ay noong September 9, 1948. So ang government system nila, meron silang single party lang. So hindi sila kamukha dito sa Pilipinas kung ikukumpara mo na democratic country na maraming multiple political parties na pwedeng maglaban-laban, tapos yung public yung mag-decide through elections. So sa North Korea, ever since the past several decades, ang nagro-rule sa kanila ay isang party lang. So para siyang comparable sa dynasties na na pinapractice naman sa ibang bansa. So yung single party na to tinatawag na Korean Workers' Party. So in-establish siya after ng war, nung Cold War, na nagkaroon sila ng conflict sa ibang bansa at ganun din sa South Korea. So nung in-establish nila to, parang ito yung paraan nila ng pagbangon after the war kasi di ba nagkaroon ng damages. So next slide, we have Kim Il-sung. So siya yung nag-lead ng political movement na to. So isa siya sa mga nag-establish ng KWP. So yung KWP na to, naging successful siya at popular siya sa mga tao. So si Kim Il-sung yung parang main leader nila. So after nilang makarecover sa war, yung KWP parang nag-progress na siya ng dire-diretso. Tapos yun yung naging form nila ng government. Tapos Kim Il-sung, also romanized as Kim Il-sung, he was born on April 15, 1912, and he died on July 8, 1994. He was the leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, commonly referred to as North Korea, from its establishment in 1948 until his death in 1994. So yung KWP na in-establish na, ito na yung naging form of government nila after ng war. Tapos after nung namatay si Kim Il-sung, minana ng anak niya, tapos yung apo niya naman na sumunod na present na nag-rule ngayon, yung supreme leader ngayon ng North Korea. Bali parang dynasty nga siya, yung magkakamag-anak, yung parang napapasa na lang yung power. Tapos yung political party nila iisa lang. So yung parang yung mga relatives na lang ng mga dating leaders, parang napapasa na lang siya through generations. So yun, historical, political, and social influence. Let's move on to the architectural character. So impressive and massive. Ito yung main defining characteristic ng architecture sa North Korea. So kung makikita nyo dito sa examples, sa malalaking structures, dito makikita yung traits ng North Korean, even sa culture nila at sa political gestures ng Korea, reflected sa structures nila, yung parang personality ng North Korea. So kung titingnan nyo, sobrang grand, sobrang massive ng mga structure. Yung ito, Arch of Triumph, as yung Ryugyong Hotel, sobrang lalaki talaga na kapag makikita mo pa lang sa malayo, parang mag-give off na siya ng energy na isang powerful na bansa. So sobrang impressive ng structures nila at massive, malalaki. So more architectural characters. So seemingly well-kept residential buildings that conceal primitive single-story huts in their backyards. So itong photos na to sa bandang left, ito yung native North Korean houses. So parang archaic na, ito yung settlements nila dati na although meron pa rin ngayon na tumitira sa mga huts na ganito na pinapreserve nila hanggang ngayon. So although yung medyo nag-modernize na settlements ng North Korean citizens or residents, nag-modernize sila, pero yung huts na ganito parang na-preserve pa rin nila sa mga backyard nila. So ganun yung pagpahalaga nila sa culture. So next character, monuments are illuminated by perfectly designed lighting system after dark, while private dwellings show barely a light. So kung makikita natin dito sa bantang kanan sa taas, yung photo ng structure na to, so inerect siya as a political gesture. Ito yung parang ano ba, parang gesture siya na pag-honor sa KWP. So kung mapapansin natin, pati dito sa baba, yung structures nila ay sobrang taas ng regard nila. So malaki yung pagpapahalaga nila sa mga grand gestures na ganito. So yung mga public buildings, yung mga structures, political structures ay ano, hanggang gabi iniilawan nila to. So isa siya sa mga parang grand structures sa North Korea. Malaki yung pagpapahalaga nila sa statues, sa monuments. So hanggang gabi, mas iniilawan pa nila to. Kung ikukumpara natin sa dwellings, mas maliwanag pa yung monuments. So next slide. Public buildings flaunt lavish facades of quarried stones while the precast concrete of the pavements is riddled with cracks. So yung public establishments kanila, yung government buildings, mapapansin natin, nagsuscream siya ng power. So grabe yung volumes ng massiveness sa buildings nila. Kung makikita natin dito, yung facade, comparable siya sa ano ba, European structures din, di ba? Yung pag European structures, kapag nakita mo na sobrang lalaki na concrete sa facades, masasabi mo agad na government building yon. So ganito rin sa North Korea. Kung makikita natin, meron pang photos at parang meron pa silang flag sa facade. So ganun sila mag-express ng power nila. Sa makikita mo rin sa architecture na nakalagay dito flaunt lavish facade. So pag sinabing flaunt, ibig sabihin para siyang showy. Tapos kapag lavish naman, parang elegant, ganun, expensive. So traditional tiled roof design. So although hindi siya kasing common, or meron din silang variations ng dwellings, meron silang huts na makukumpara mo sa Pilipinas or sa ibang Asian countries, meron tayo, di ba, huts yung prevalent dito. Meanwhile, sa Eastern countries, meron sila ng ganitong tiled roofs. So, sa North Korea, parang mix siya. Meron silang huts. Meron din sila ng tiled roofs na makikita natin sa North Korea, sa Japan, ganun. So, let's proceed sa architectural examples. So, Arch of Triumph, it was modeled after the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, France. So it is, however, 10 meters taller by design. So yung Arch of Triumph, ano siya, meron siyang version nito sa Paris. Pero yung tinayo na to, na ang inspiration nila dito is yung Arch of Triumph na version sa Paris. Mas malaki to, 10 meters higher or taller. So tinayo siya sa 70th birthday ng leader nila noon na si Kim Il-sung. So noong nag-70 years old siya, 25,550 days old na siya. So yun yung number ng bricks na ginamit dito para siyang nod doon sa age ni Kim Il-sung. So para specialized siya para doon. So, ganun nga sila. Yung North Korea, mahilig sila sa grand gestures na makikita mo sa monuments na pinapatayo nila. Kadalasan merong parang message or movement na pinaparating doon. So, yung Arch of Triumph, para to sa parang alay nila sa political leader nila na nag-turn na 70 years old nung panahon na itinayo to. So, 25,000 bricks equal siya sa 25,000 days na nabuhay si Kim Il-sung. So, next, we have the Jewish Tower. So the Jewish Tower is dedicated to the Jewish idea, the idea that man is free and independent and a master of his own destiny. The tower was also completed in 1982 for Kim Il-sung's 70th birthday. So dalawa yung, or more than one, yung inerect na statue or monument para kay Kim Il-sung nung nag-70 siya. So, similar dun sa Arch of Triumph, yung Jewish Tower, gumamit din siya ng 25,000 na bricks na same reason lang kasi 25,000 days old na si Kim Il-sung nung nag-birthday siya nung i-erect yung mga monument na to. So next, we have the monument to the foundation of the Workers' Party. So this was built in the year 1995. It commemorates the 50th anniversary of the foundation of the Workers' Party in North Korea. So again, present are the hammer, the sickle, and the brush, each standing at 50 meters high. So ano din to, political gesture din, similar sa mga naunang structure. Yung monument to the foundation of the Workers' Party, related siya sa KWP na party list ng North Korea na nagpa-prevail hanggang sa present. So tinayo siya noong 1995. Makikita dito, parang nasi-symbolize niya yung independence ng North Korea at parang pinopromote niya na rin para gina-glorify niya yung Korean citizens, yung Korean residents. So makikita natin dito, merong tatlong nire-raise yung mga kamay dito sa monument na to. Merong hammer, merong sickle, at merong calligraphy brush. So yung hammer na to, parang gina-glorify niya yung Korean na mga manggagawa. So yung sickle naman para sa mga magsasaka at yung brush para siya sa mga intellectuals.
Ryugyong Hotel, abandoned hotel na ito, sana ito yung pinaka-world's tallest hotel kung nakompleto siya noong 1989. Komkosan Memorial Palace, official residence of Kim Il-sung hanggang sa siya'y namatay, pero ngayon isa na itong mausoleum kasi hindi ito open for foreigners. Yung northeast corner of the city of Pyongyang at yung nagsiserve ay as mausoleum ay para kay Kim Il-sung, the founder and president of North Korea, and para sa anak niya si Kim Jong-il na successor niya sa pag-rule ng bansang North Korea. Children's Palace, meron itong 120 rooms, yung mga exclusive members pwedeng mag-aral ng music, languages, and marami pang iba. More of an extracurricular engagement, that is why it is considered as the brightest place there. Grand People's Study House, ang interior nito is divided into over 600 rooms for reading, lectures, recording, information, and consultation. Kuhang-kuha nito yung mga architectural character ng North Korea dahil it's massive and impressive pag tinignan pa lang from afar.
They have also the Potton Gate, reconstructed siya ng 1473. It was originally constructed in the Goguryeo period. We have the Pyongyang Rail Station. The slogans on the roof read, "Long live the great leader, Comrade Kim Il-sung. Long live the glorious Workers' Party of Chosun." And then they also have the Mayday or the Rungnado Stadium. It is like a flower shape or like a drop parachute yung shape nito, so that all the spectators could have a better angle to see the event. And they also had the Taedong Gate. They also have the Kim Il-sung Stadium kung saan madalas nagaganap yung mga football games. Pyongyang TV Tower, more of like enhancing broadcasting area nila. The tomb of King Tongmyung, and the Yanggakdo Hotel, the East Pyongyang Grand Theater. Dito nagaganap yung mga stories and mga North Korean legacies or dynasty na historical theater performances. And they also have the Yanggakdo Stadium. So these are the architectural examples in North Korea. Thank you for listening.